Hi guys, I just want to do a really quick lesson today over chapter 7. I'm also wanted to introduce the concept of me potentially live streaming class. So either utilizing Google Meet or Zoom to offer you a chance to be in class with us, providing discussion and things like that. So I'm going to put a question into your Google Classroom, which will be here. And what we're going to do is let me know which platform you would prefer. I only have one honors class, so I can only really offer this option between 9:45 and about 10:40. So if you are interested, shoot me a message. Let me know which platform you would prefer and if this is something that you think would be valuable to you. If I get even like one or two kids that think that this would be valuable, it's something I'm definitely interested in looking into. I'm basically trying to shorten this gap that seems to have shown up between my regular group that's here and then, or like here in class, and then my outside group that is working at home. For the most part, Honors has done a pretty good job staying on top of the work, but I think some of you are finding that the work is not necessarily as easy or as quick as you think it might be. But I could definitely look into streaming the whole class and offering you an option to hop in and ask questions yourself or participate in discussions yourself. So don't be afraid to do that. Today's chapter is a bit longer. Typically with longer chapters, I would read to you. However, and the reason that I'm not doing that today is it would take a lot longer to read it out loud to you than most of you are willing to sit through. And so I thought I'd kind of just go over the main points of today's chapter, but this won't necessarily be how you're going to see what's happening in the chapter. So make sure you're still doing the reading because there's some big stuff that's going to happen in this chapter that will matter later. All right. So we see, and Napoleon's going to order the hen's eggs to be sold. How do they react? Why do animals confess to being traitors? And then why do the animals stop singing Beasts of England are kind of going to be your big key points. Trade was introduced in the last chapter, specifically trade with through a man named Mr. Whymper. So if you've not read chapter 6 at this point, know that that is kind of a big part of it, is that they decide they're going to engage in trade. Now, Napoleon suggests that the hens will need to potentially provide their eggs as tradable fodder in the previous chapter, and that comes to fruition here. So it basically comes true here. And what I mean by that is it was foreshadowed that that would happen, and then it happened. And the hens react very rebelliously, and Napoleon decides to kind of lay down the law, and some big stuff kind of happens because of that. Specifically, how he chooses to treat the hens and how he chooses to treat the animals who interact with the hens. Right? So make sure you're kind of keeping an eye out for that. Eventually, animals are going to start confessing to being traitors, and they're all going to get the same kind of treatment for doing so. And I'll be curious kind of what you think their motives are there and why they choose, knowing what will happen, because as more animals kind of become traitorous, and acknowledge that they are traitors, more and more animals seem to follow that, even though they know what will happen. All right. And then at the end of this chapter, the order goes out to stop singing Beasts of England. And basically, Beasts of England was the song that was taught to the animals by Old Major at the beginning. And it's now going to be basically gotten rid of. And there's a big reason for that, according to Napoleon. One of the big things that we're starting to see, specifically between this chapter and the last chapter, is this concept of Napoleon becoming a very paranoid dictator. And because of that, he is struggling to understand why, how to keep power and get the animals to do what he wants. And so I'll be curious as you move forward, what are some ways, how other ways we see Napoleon kind of continue this pattern. All right, so take some time, read chapter 7 today. You're obviously welcome to use the audiobook that I linked through YouTube. And if you have any questions, I'm going to be online from today from about 12:30 to 1-ish till about 2 to 2:30. I'll send out a Google Meet link as soon as that happens, okay? Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Bye-bye.